The OnePlus 15T might be launching in just a few weeks, but there's already one big reason to feel disappointed. And it's not the battery, not the performance, not the display, it's the camera. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. Last year, the OnePlus 15 made serious waves. It packed a massive battery, blazing fast performance, and one of the brightest displays in its class. It felt like OnePlus was confidently stepping back into flagship territory. Naturally, expectations for the T model refresh were high. If OnePlus follows the same timeline as last year's April launch of the 13T, we're likely about a month away from seeing the 15T officially. But early leaks suggest that this upgrade may barely touch one of the most important features buyers care about, the camera system. According to Chinese leaker Old Chen Air, the OnePlus 15T won't bring meaningful camera improvements over its predecessor. That's surprising, especially in 2026 when even mid-range phones are pushing camera innovation hard. Let's break this down. The previous generation used a 50-megapixel Sony IMX906 sensor with an f1.8 aperture. This year, the OnePlus 15T is rumored to switch to a Sony Leitia 700 sensor. On paper, that might sound new, but look closer and the story changes. The Leitia 700 is still 50 megapixels. It reportedly keeps the same 1.0 micrometer pixel size, and it's said to use the same f1.8 lens. In practical terms, that suggests very similar light intake and image characteristics. Unless OnePlus has dramatically improved image processing, which hasn't been hinted at, we're likely looking at nearly identical main camera performance. And the telephoto situation? Also unchanged, or possibly slightly worse. The OnePlus 15T is expected to keep the 50-megapixel Samsung ISOCELL JN5 telephoto sensor. That's a 1/2.76-inch sensor, perfectly decent for zoom shots in good lighting. But here's the twist. The aperture may shift from f2.0 on the 13T to f2.8 on the 15T. That's a narrower aperture, meaning less light hitting the sensor. In low light, that could translate to weaker zoom performance compared to last year's model. Not exactly the direction you want to move. And yes, there's still no ultra-wide camera in sight. That's a bold choice in today's market. Most competitors, even in the mid-range, offer triple camera setups as standard. For a phone expected to sit around $650, skipping ultra-wide entirely makes the camera system feel incomplete. Now here's where things get interesting. Outside of the camera department, the OnePlus 15T sounds powerful. It's rumored to feature the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, which should deliver top-tier performance. It's also expected to pack what could be the largest battery ever in a phone this size, somewhere between 7,500 and 8,000 milliamp hours. That's huge. In a compact device with a 6.32-inch AMOLED display and 1500K resolution, that kind of battery could mean multi-day usage without thinking about charging. If battery life is your top priority, this phone could become extremely appealing. Performance? Likely excellent. Display? Probably bright and sharp. Selfie camera? A standard 16-megapixel unit, nothing groundbreaking, but serviceable. So here's the real question. What kind of phone is the OnePlus 15T trying to be? It feels like OnePlus is doubling down on endurance and performance rather than photography, and that's not necessarily wrong. Not every user prioritizes camera versatility. Some people just want a compact, powerful device with ridiculous battery life. But the T-series traditionally represents refinement, a step forward. When the camera system barely moves and possibly even regresses in aperture on the telephoto, it sends a mixed message. In 2026, cameras are a major buying factor. Even casual users expect flexibility, wide shots, zoom shots, ultra-wide landscapes. Removing or ignoring that flexibility can make a phone feel less competitive, even if everything else is strong. If these leaks turn out to be accurate, the OnePlus 15T won't be a bad phone. In fact, it could be a battery monster with flagship-level speed. But its disappointing secret is that the camera experience may feel stuck in last year. And in a market that moves this fast, standing still is almost the same as falling behind. Whether that matters to you depends entirely on what you value most in a phone. But if you were hoping for a meaningful photography upgrade this April, you might want to lower your expectations. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.